Hi, welcome to new episode of Sportsy Let's Aim Sports. Today we have with us Aditi Deshpande, a founder of Fly High Aerial Art. Aditi is a trained gymnast and a professional Mallakhamb performer, having learned rope from the age of 5 under the brilliant guidance of respected guru, none other than her father, Shri Deshpande, and taking inspiration from her mother on the artistic background, Aditi passionately pursued her career in the field of aerial art. Her thirst for learning and further improvising her skills took her to San Francisco, USA, and further evolved as an aerial silk instructor. Recently, Aditi completed her aerial silk instruction certification in LA, and now she is the only instructor in India certified by Aerial Art America. And she has been teaching rope mallakham since last 15 years and aerial silk since last 5 to 6 years at Sri Samartha Mandir Dadar. Aditi has trained aerial enthusiasts from various parts of the world, to mention a few from Germany, UK, USA, and Mauritius. She also trained Sushmita Sen. She has also trained Puja Hegde from some celebrities. She has over 200 kids who are or students that she has who are learning aerial silk from her. She is not only an instructor, she has won a lot of national championship in Mallakhamb, and she has been awarded Shiv Chhatrapati Award at the age of 21. So please welcome Chhatrapati Awardee, internationally certified aerial instructor, certified fitness coach, and someone who is flying high on aerial art, Aditi Deshpande. Hi Aditi, it's great to have you on Sportsy. Let's talk sports, and it's a different sport that we're going to talk about, or different journey that we're going to talk about. And I'm really looking forward to this chat, talking about the whole aerial yoga and the aerial fitness thing that you do. So it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. It's like we always find I want a platform to share what we do and create the awareness of what we can offer. And thank you for doing something like that where we can come across more people.
And honestly speaking, it's our pleasure because it is not something that you just do out of your passion. You've been a professional Mallakhamb performer. You have done the rope from the young age. Uh, you're internationally certified aerial instructor, as well as your Chhatrapati awardee. There's a lot of things that goes behind Aditi, making of Aditi. So, just the first question, Aditi, how did it all start?
It all started because of my parents. Basically, my father, Mr. Uday Deshpande, he's a Jeevan Gaurav awardee in Mallakhamb field. So he's dedicated his entire life to Mallakhamb. He was professionally he was into central exercise, but his passion was Mallakhamb, and he spent her like you never used to see him in the house. He used to get up in the morning, go to the institute in Shivaji Park. From there, directly, we used to send some tiffin to him. He used to go directly to the office. From office, he used to come back to the institute in Shivaji Park, Samartha Mandir. And in the night, he used to come home by 11 o'clock. So as a kid, I never saw him in the house. I used to always see him in the institute because I used to go there to learn Mallakhamb. So, most of the time I used to call him sir more than father. So he's like, this was his passion, and he always decided that he will never charge money to teach Mallakhamb. He will not charge. This won't be his income source. So he continued working till he got retired, and now because he's not working anymore, his entire life, day in day out, he's dedicated to Mallakhamb, and that's what it came to me. And my mother is a singer, classical singer, Hindustani classical singer.
Okay.
So that artistic background from my mom, Sukhada Deshpande, and the sports background from my dad, Uday Deshpande, that came into me, and that's a combination where I started doing aerial silk, which was like an
Nice.
artistic way of doing a sport.
Yeah, and I hope you also sing when you are in the aerial side.
I love singing, but
Okay.
little bit of my father's background was with me. So I always used to like being monitor in the school and, being into NCC and all. So I used to shout so much and give commands that my mom rejected me.
And honestly, the singing industry lost the talent, but the sports industry got one. So I think we are no complaints from our side at least. Um, so yeah, so you started at a very young age of 5 with Mallakhamb and the rope as well.
Yeah.
How was the exposure that time? And great to have such an amazing coach in the house. That's a different thing. But while growing up, what kind of competition that you had, and how did you actually consider it to be taking it professional?
It was really good because my dad was the main person in the institute, but I never learned from him, and I think I'm glad for that. He never interfered in my training part, because most of the time I have seen right now also a lot of people who coach, they can never train their kid, because either they start taking the kid granted or the kid start getting the parent for granted. So that's the reason my never had that pressure on my coaches also. Okay, this is Aditi Deshpande's daughter, or anything like that was never there. I was just as same as other players or other students in the institute. In fact, I feel I got more pressure that I, like, others used to go to village for vacations or anything else. I never got that option because my father used to be just there. So it was more the other way around. I never had any excuse for not to go in the institute.
Okay.
I had to go and do practice every day. It was very good because I started actually as a gymnast in the institute.
Okay.
I love gymnastics, but like, unfortunately my coach, like, she got pregnant and then she didn't come, discontinued, and then there was a Mallakhamb competition just in a week. So my
Okay.
dad wanted me to get motivated and said ki, okay, if you want, you can just participate in the district level Mallakhamb championship. And I knew rope Mallakhamb. It's not that I didn't know. I
Mhm.
was basically trained in that. But then I participated in that, and my luck was good that I got first in that competition, and I got so motivated that, okay, I'm changing my sport. And as a kid, I was just 10 years old that time, so that was something which I really got motivated with, and I started doing Malkham, and then it was never the stop. I continued till I got Chhatrapati award, and now also I go to the institute every day and teach the young kids. The good part about the institute is it, after the age of 15, they ask us to start teaching,
Okay.
and none of the teacher gets paid in the institute. It's all because whatever you have got from the institute, you're giving back. So from that age, that teaching skills got developed, how to help, how to break down the things and teach. So that all I learned from Samartha Mandir and from my Malkham background. And that's what helped me to get into my professional life, which is aerial silk. I will still say aerial silk is my passion. It's not profession, because if I don't feel happy in any of the institute, I pick up my silk and I go. It's not
Okay.
that money will stop me from doing something what I don't like. I have to love what I do, and then that's the reason I love teaching. And
Right.
institute my
And
institute got me into it. So Malkham got me into it is, of course, it gave me how to play competitions, it how to handle when you lose, how to be grounded if you win. All that what all other sports teaches you, that what Malkham taught me, but it also taught me how to teach, and that is what I really love about.
nice, nice. And I just want to pick on one word. You said it teach you how to be grounded, but whatever you do is aerial. It's not grounded at all. What got you attracted to aerial silk? You got your certification done. You're an instructor international. You went to LA, US, and got a speaking done. So, what actually got you attracted to aerial silk? And what actually is aerial silk? Let's start with that for our viewers.
See, aerial silk is a international acrobatic form where which is very recently coming up. It's I think it's just last 10 years, which is it's spreading so much. It was always there in circus, but nobody really wanted it as a like hobby or wanted to do it regularly on the regular basis. So
Mhm.
what got me into it was I tried. A lot of people come to our institute in Shivaji Park to learn Malkham who are from the circus background. So internationally people know Malkham so much now. Till in India, very less
Yeah.
people want to do it or want to learn it. They know it because of now reality shows, but this is, I'm talking about, say 10, 15 years back, when Malkham was also not a popular sport. So that time, a lot of international circus artists used to come, and while they are learning Mallakhamb, side by side, they used to practice their silk. So that's how I started understanding about silk and started learning about silk. But then there was no chance of me getting into it completely. But my because my brother stays in US, it happened that I have to go there for 3 months and stay with them. My sister-in-law was pregnant, and then my mom was traveling with, and all these family things. So I was like, shit, what should I do there for 3 months? And my graduation was done over here, and then I tried working in the bank, but sitting job was not my cup of tea. I mean, like, it was very difficult. And honestly, my entire life, it was, I wanted to achieve Chhatrapati Award. So besides my studies and all that, went that part was taken care by, but everything throughout my entire career, it was my award, or winning. And it was like completing my sports career by achieving Chhatrapati Award. So after Chhatrapati Award, I was like, what should I, like, I have never thought about anything else. What's next? Then I was like, started working and not happy. Then I did my Goals Gym. In the Goals Gym, I did a teachers training program, like the certification course, which is an internationally certified course into fitness. I did that, and I was working in Goals Gym. And there also I was doing pretty good. 3-4 years I worked, but again, that work pressure around was, I was not happy about. I actually studied in Goals Gym just because if I'm teaching kids, I should scientifically know what I'm teaching, what exercises they should learn to get better in their sport. That's why I did my certification course there. Then when I was in US, I searched about aerial silk, and there was a person who recently came to Shivaji Park to learn Mallakhamb. I found his institute in US.
Okay.
So I went there, I contacted him, and he was happy to host me as a Mallakhamb coach. So we started doing that barter, that I started learning their silk and I started teaching Mallakhamb to the international students.
Oh, nice.
So I stayed there for a month. I did that, but I said, this is really good and this will really help my Mallakhamb student, because I found the aerial silk and Mallakhamb are very close, rope Mallakhamb especially. But the strength part, which is there in the silk, will definitely help my Mallakhamb student to grow further. So then I did a certification course. I went to LA and met Ruby Karen. She has her institute and Ruby Karen project, and she does the certification course for the aerial silk teacher. So there I did my certification. I came back and I first started teaching my Mallakhamb students. And I found out that it's not just a performing art form. It is something which is, will help you improve your own fitness. I used to get a lot of dance students who used to know on the reality shows. I choreograph in DID and all these little champs and stuff. But I realized that for them, because they're already fit enough, they used to just do an act within a day and they're done. And then they don't look at it, or they're okay with, they start teaching as well. Without knowing the basic, they will quickly just adapt and start teaching. But I started teaching my friends then, who are completely no background of sport or anything. And I could see difference in them. They could see difference in them. So I thought, okay, now I should start a company where this will be only about fitness and nothing about performance, or nothing about any kind of dance background you should have or something like that. And that's how I developed a program which is completely aerial fitness. And before me, nobody was teaching aerial as a fitness. A lot of people were performing. They were doing shows with Terrence. They were my friends who were doing shows with Terrence or any other dance company. But nobody was teaching aerial for that matter. So I designed a program and started teaching. So now if you see, I have more than 200 students who doesn't have any aim of going and performing anywhere. They, after office, how you go for a yoga class or how you go for a gym, these guys come for aerial class from various backgrounds. From IT, I have some students who are baker, they have their own shop, but they will come for this aerial class. I have some models, I have some actors, but different background, they do this as a fitness, and I'm really happy because I think I converted that entire look at looking into this to this art form basically.
Right. I think it's wonderful that, as you said, right, it's only not only about the professional work of it, about the lifestyle. And I think this is something that helping them. And I think we got I think I personally saw the aerial for the first time with probably Sushmita Sen doing it few years back, and she was projecting it on social media, and that's where I actually saw it for the first time, and I was wondering what the hell is she doing. But yeah, that's the background. Uh, Aditi, on the same lines, on the aerial fitness, there are so many things like you have done silk ring, trapezes, rope, pole Mallakhamb. What is the similarity that you get to see in all these things? Is it the physical strength or the mental calmness? What is the combination that you got to see across all these things that you have done?
I'll say what makes me do this is more like giving, like, it's challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Every apparatus is different. If when you see silk, you should know each and every wrap properly. One wrap you forget, you can fall. So there should be a focus on what you're doing. There are step-by-step process. There's a step-by-step process, how you get into a position and how you get out of the position. So that is about silk. For ring is generally done while spinning. So you have to get that aerial sense. You have to get that used to that motion.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a different challenge which aerial ring has. Trapeze, most of the time, it's swinging. So that is another challenge.
Okay.
So whoever comes to the class, for them also, every step is a different challenge. When you go to a gym, there is a different exercise for upper body, there is a different exercise for lower body, but there is nothing new about it. You will do bicep curl, you will do lunges, you will do squats. Okay, there is no challenge. Of course, there is a challenge if you want to add on some weight. So then there is a challenge, but in how much time it will happen or what exactly you need to do to happen. But here, what happens is, okay, fine. First step is so you start climbing on the silk. Okay, now great. You have already started climbing. Now you have to start creating a knot around your foot. Okay, great. You have got that. But for that, there's a next knot where you have to separate the silk and make knot with both legs. For that, you need arm strength to hold on till you make the wrap around your leg and get that wrap stronger. And for while you're doing that, you don't know when you're just trying to get that wrap. Okay, but you're hanging on the hands and you're staying there. So the arm strength is automatically getting developed. You're not doing any shoulder press exercise or you're any kind of bicep exercise to pull up, any kind of bicep exercise or lat exercise. You're not doing any pull-ups, but you're just statically contracting that muscle to get that strength, and that is how you're getting stronger.
Wow.
So when I started doing silk, when I used to do silk, I could do only 5 pull-ups. But when I started doing silk, I have never done pull-ups for 6 months. But after that, when I went to bar, I could do 10 pull-ups without practicing the pull-ups.
Right.
So you develop the strength in the background when you're actually practicing for something else.
Wow. I think it's a byproduct of doing the sincere effort, and I think enjoying the whole process. But uh, uh, again, for the lot of recreational people or the people who are like in the different jobs, as you said, you have a lot of clients from hoteling industry, IT industry, banking industry, and all those things. Uh, what are the entry barriers for them to start or start getting trained? If I want to come there tomorrow, then what is the entry barrier for somebody to start? And
There is
also, sorry, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
there is no entry barrier. Any age, any weight, any kind of fitness background, anybody can do it. I'm honestly telling you, I have trained a 5-year-old kid to 85-year-old person.
Wow. Okay.
See, according to your fitness level, I can offer you various things.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no barrier as such. Like as you said, Sushmita, when I went to her, she saw my videos, she saw me doing, and she said, "Wow, Aditi, do you think I can do this? I said, yeah, you can do this. And it was, I think, around 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the evening when I met her in her office. And she said, I want to do it today. I said, okay, let's do it today. Right now? They know. At that time, Alisa was young. She was, I think, 2 or 3 years old. So she said, no, I want to put my baby to sleep and then do it. Can you come at 10 o'clock in the night? I said, okay. But there are such a nice experience with these celebrities also. They are so sweet. She told me, but how will you come at night alone, Aditi? I said, it's okay, I'll manage. I'll see something. Then, no, my car will follow you right now. How did you come? She asked me. I said, I came on my bike. So, okay, my car will follow you right now. You go home, you have your dinner. I will also finish my work. And then you come by my car, you train me, and my car will drop you back. So, some things you learn out of this, like how these are some different experiences I just wanted to share with you, So, yeah, I mean, it was different with
Yeah,
each
I think
person.
so it's all about the right intent and right mindset, and it is it's so for all the viewers and listeners, anybody want to try it, I think it is no, as Aditi said, no entry barrier, that you can go with height, age, weight, size, nothing matters, as please go ahead,
Nothing.
that is what it is.
Ask me, I want to do it tomorrow. Can I do it? That's why I give you example. Sushmita wanted to do it today, and we did it today. So there is no barrier with that. It
Excellent,
is very
excellent. Yeah. So you said that you couldn't do a regular 9 to 5 job and you want to do something different. You had didn't know what to do after Chhatrapati Award, but you ended up starting your own venture, which is the Fly High Aerial Art India. So what is the vision that you have that you build this, and
So, as I said, when I started doing aerial silk, people were not looking it as a fitness background, a fitness form. It was mainly artistic form, and lot of pole dancers are facing that problem right now, which I faced like 10-15 years back when I started doing aerial silk. I used to get calls from people saying, we have a wedding, can you come and perform? Well, in Sangeet, people will be walking around and with just food in the hand, and it was just like an entertaining part. And I was really not happy with with the efforts we put in to learn this. There are so many techniques involved. You have to work so hard, and then people look at it as just like a entertaining form which you're just doing, and we will either they will see or they won't see. So that was the vision for aerial silk at that time, which is now changing, and in future also I want to make it as a fitness form, as a different it is not just a fitness pad. I want people to learn this art form, respect this art form, and take it as a lifestyle, not only as a hobby, or not only as a performance and done.
I think very, very well said. I got a chance to host a good, very dear friend of mine, Nupur, who is a pole sport artist now,
Yeah.
and she was on the, I think, India's Got Talent, and I think almost a finalist and everything. So she also says the same thing. It is the pole is looked at differently, but it is the extension of Mallakhamb. It is the extension of body strength. It's about that, and she finally being the first Indian to ever win the international medal in pole sport championship. And what she wants to do is similar thing. Look at it differently. It's art. It's a form that's going to give you fitness. It's going to build a lifestyle for you. I think it's the same. You're I just gave her example because you're echoing the same emotion.
Forms are like that. Like, even I have now as I said, 200-250 students, out of which we have so many kids whose parents are pushing them to do this, which is, I already feel that okay, I have won the battle. When when you send your kids to such kind of art form, you know that you're sending them to learn something good. So when I started teaching kids, it was again a challenge, because parents was like कि उससे अच्छा हम लोग मलखम्ब को भेजे, why don't we send it to Mallakhamb, which is Indian art form. And we started teaching all four: aerial silk, aerial ring, rope Mallakhamb, and pole Mallakhamb. So rope Mallakhamb, pole Mallakhamb is the Indian aerial acrobatic form, and aerial silk, aerial ring as an international. So after a couple of months, we did like a small presentation for parents, and one of the parents stood up and told me, Aditi, I don't know whether you know this, but After doing your class, after 3 months, my kids' handwriting is improved. And I was surprised. I have never thought about this thing. But what the finger muscle gets developed while you're doing this. And
Oh,
because of
wow.
that, the holding the pen and everything got better. And I was so happy to know that. I'm like, wow, this is the selling point for me now. But no, that was just a joke. But yeah, I mean, like physical development we always see, but these small motor skill developments is what the key factor is about the sport. Yeah,
Excellent. I think, yeah, even though it's not a selling point, it is the byproduct, which is actually a
it
very much
is
salient point that but people will not know unless it is spoken
not
about.
no
I think this,
less spoken about.
yeah,
And before COVID, we had there's an international competition happening in LA where I took one of my students. We were supposed to actually three of us were supposed to go, but two other girls didn't get visa. Only the one girl got visa. So we went there and we participated in the international competition. And her name was Gargi Surve. She was in eighth standard that time, and she got second prize in silk and she got third prize in ring. It was
oh,
an
wow.
international competition, and we went from India where there is very less aerial acrobatics done, and still we could go and win and come back. So I think that's the that is what I want to start doing, is introducing it as a sport, as a fitness, and spread it as it is, not only as a dance form or not only as a performing art form.
Excellent. So I think there's so much to learn from this chat. With time in mind, my last question: you have done so many competitions and so many events and teaching. What has been your most memorable event out of all those things? And at the same time, it is how is your parent looking at it, from taking it from Mallakhamb rope to aerial silk and performing at different levels? How are they looking at it? So there are two probably unrelated questions, but I thought of asking them at the same in the same flow.
So my till now my best performance will be my first performance of Mallakhamb, I would say. Aerial performances I have done, but I don't enjoy aerial performances as much as I love teaching. So Mallakhamb performance is my one of my favorite. When I was in eighth standard and we went to London,
Mm-hmm.
and we were performing in a school. And after the performance, my dad just asked the kids who wants to do it, just as a fun. He asked, and all the kids stood up with, like, they had put their hands up and they said we want to do. And we taught all the kids, which was not planned, and all the kids could do Malkham that time. So we not only didn't only enjoy, but we inspired them to do it as well. So that was my I think the best performance, I would say, because of my performance, that kid felt
Yeah.
like doing, and then he could do as well. And I was in a Marathi medium school, so for me teaching in UK in English was a challenge, but it was fun. Secondly, and again about the aerial silk, I'll say, when we started teaching, when I formed a company in 2015, I formed a company, Fly High Aerial Art. That time, me and my husband were sitting one day. I was like, okay, we are just teaching since almost a year now. What should we do next? So we thought, let's do an annual show. And never had choreographed any annual show like that. I had that time around 80 students, and what should we do about it? So my husband Prakash, he is a very big follower of Shiva. So we thought, let's do a Shiva theme, because it's so much variety we have.
Right.
His anger, his romantic aspect, his dancing aspect, everything. So we have so much variety. So I had teachers that time, 2, 3 teachers with me. We combined it, we came together, we started choreographing a piece, and we did like a full 2-hour performance, which was our first annual show. where all the kids, whoever, beginner to intermediate to advanced, everybody, all of us performed. So I think that was my again memorable, because I cried during that entire whole setup. I was angry, I was upset, like, starting from uh, costume to selecting music to setting up everything. Everything was done by me, like, of course with my team. But lights, first time we were performing, so how to set up the light was so much learning out of it, which was so challenging every single day. But as the show was coming closer, I said, why did I perform, like, why did I take this in my hand, why did I thought about this? But then when the show happened, all the parents gave me so much blessings. They were so happy about it. And all the kids got such a good, like, confidence being on the stage, just performing, or just doing the activity, single thing, is different. As we say, if there is no exam, kids will never study. So it was like that, because there was a show, they put so much hard work that after the show I could see so much difference in their performance altogether.
Right.
So that was another, really, I was happy about this whole show aspect. Like, I personally don't encourage performances or shows that much, because even the reality shows people really
Yeah.
like. I never send my kids for reality show, because that over there, I honestly feel, that's my personal opinion, I feel that they don't take you as a human. They just, in the night, because I have choreographed in a lot of reality shows, we used to practice at 3 o'clock in the night, shoot at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, this is not why I don't want my students to go through. But if anybody wants to go, I help them to go through and encourage them. But if I get a call and they tell me, okay, come and send me 10 students, we will select 2 students out of that. I said, I'm not going to do that with my 10 students, because only 2 students you will select. What to do about the other left 8 students?
Yeah.
I will have to deal with them. So,
Yeah.
all these aspects are very different in all these reality shows. But yeah, annual shows which I really like. And then after that, after first show, during the first show, I decided I will not do this anymore. But we have done 5 shows, and my
Oh
last
wow.
came, and she was happy to see the performance. My first show, Puja Hegde came. She's another student of mine. So she came as a chief guest, and the last show, Sushmita came. After that, COVID happened, and we haven't done any shows. But my parents really love it. My dad, especially, he likes that I have taken Mallakhamb into different level. He's always there for all our shows, and wherever we need him. We also started a competition called Air Challenge, which is another, like, as I said, I want to combine art and sport. So the in a year we do this once, that all the branches, we tell them, all the students of all the branches, that you choreograph your own piece, you select the song, you select your moves, and we'll help you to polish. And it's basically, the annual show is done by the teachers, because we choreograph, we set up everything, and we decide the theme, we decide the music. But this is the time where they have to be creative a little bit. They have to decide their song, they have to decide their choreography. Of course, we help them to polish, we help them to practice. But then that becomes like a competition part, where they, sport and art gets combined. So my father, my mom, everybody helps me in that, and they're super happy. Like, this is something different what I'm doing from others, and without family support, it's not possible at all. I have a kid now who is 1 year old, and I leave him with my mom, and I go and start take classes. But because she's there, I can do that, because of
Yeah.
her support. So family support is very important in any field what you do.
Yes, and your field is balancing in the air, so I think the balancing on the ground also is very much important. So
Very.
it's amazing the way you have the support. The work that you've been doing is phenomenal. About all the detail that I can have for the Fly High Aerial Art India will be in the description below for people to see, know where to come and how to connect. But more than that, I think kudos to you. Great job. Long way to go, and wish you all the best, Aditi. And it will be fun to chat with you again on a different topic. But and obviously it will be around aerial, but a different topic or different category of it. Looking forward to that. Thank you for coming here. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure being here, and I really enjoyed the conversation with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care and stay safe, Aditi.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and thank you for sharing. But please do subscribe to our channel, Sportsy Says, and help us spread the word about Sportsy. We go with the same handle, Sportsy Says, across all the social media platforms and podcasts. Don't forget to click on the bell.